Sukhihotu, and welcome once again to the Buddhist Mahavihara's um, Dhammadana series here at our BMB Facebook page. We are going live once again, and this time we have with us Bhante, who is no stranger to the Dhammadana series. In fact, this Bhante is actually one of the cornerstones of this program because he helps to get a lot of the speakers for us here at the Buddhist Mahavihara. And we are really grateful for this Bhante and his assistants to make sure this program runs continuously. As a matter of fact, now this would be our second and 2.5 years since we have started going live here from our Facebook page. And this Bhante is also, as I mentioned, not a stranger. This Bhante currently was based in Sri Lanka, and currently he's in Langkawi in Malaysia. Bhante is visiting Malaysia after so long. Let us introduce Bhante, and let me introduce him into the studio.
Mhm.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening, Aya.
Everyone, this is Bhante Vineetha Thero, Pusella Vineetha Thero. I think you've seen him many times here on our Dhammadana series. And Bhante has actually not been scheduled to speak this evening. We actually have Professor Uparatna, who was supposed to speak on this subject, but Professor Uparatna from Sri Lanka had a prior engagement and could not make the talk this evening. But Bhante Pusella graciously accepted the invitation, and tonight he will be speaking on the Dutiyasamvasa Sutta from the Anguttara Nikaya 4.54. As I mentioned earlier, Bhante is currently in Langkawi. He's at the travel bubble here in Malaysia and would be at the Buddhist Mahavihara next week. So before we begin, let me introduce Bhante Pusella to those of you who are not familiar with Bhante Pusella. Bhante Pusella Vineetha Thera was ordained as a young monk at a very young age in Sri Lanka, and he received his higher ordination in 2007. He is currently a resident bhikkhu at the Buddhist Mahavihara, and Bhante has had his first class honors Bachelor's of Arts degree, English degree, from the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka. He has also completed a Master's of Education teaching English as a second language degree from the Help University of Malaysia. Now, during the pandemic, Bhante was based in Sri Lanka and was lecturing at the Nagananda Institute of Buddhist Studies in Kelaniya, Sri Lanka. Now, Bhante is planning to do his PhD at the University of Malaya in Kuala Lumpur in the very near future. So we hope and pray that Bhante's wish of being accepted into University of Malaya will come true, and we will have him here on a very regular basis, and he'll be staying here in Malaysia. So without much ado, I would now like to invite Bhante to start this evening's Dhamma sharing on the subject Dutiyasamvasa Sutta, um, basically talking about the four kind of characteristics that the Buddha taught for people in a relationship or couples. So Bhante, I'd like to invite you to start this evening's Dhamma sharing.
Thank you very much, Brother Leslie. And we may start the Dhamma talk in reciting Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa in order to pay our respect to the Triple Gem first. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Very good evening to brothers and sisters in Dhamma. Again, it's a great honor and pleasure to share the Dhamma with you in this sense. After a long time, I got an opportunity to meet you all in this sense, to discuss the Dhamma and enhance your ability or skills in practicing the Dhamma in order to attain the supreme state of Nibbana. Suddenly, I got the invitation, as Brother Leslie said, because of the engagement that should be given the priority by Venerable Professor Morogollaga Muparatana Thera, one of my teacher in my career in the life. On behalf of him, I would like to do this talk with a great pleasure. Brothers and sisters in Dhamma, we have come to many steps, many times, many opportunities in discussing the Dhamma in different ways. Different ways means different topics, different themes, different reasons, different matters. Sometimes we discuss the Dhamma in order to slow our doubts, and also we discuss the Dhamma in order to enhance our skills. We discuss the Dhamma in order to add something new into our knowledge. At the end of all the discussion, the purpose is very clear. We want to enlighten ourselves and attain the supreme state of Nibbana. In Buddhism, or in the philosophy of the Buddha, it doesn't say that we must wait for others until they prove Nibbana. Normally we look at the scientists and we wait for them until they prove their scientific investigations with evidences, then we trust. We follow them. But in case of the Buddhism, Buddha's teachings, you cannot wait for others. You cannot wait for monks. You cannot wait for nuns. Or you cannot wait for any other persons until they practice the way of the life, until they practice the way of liberation and attain the Nibbana, then until they prove that they have attained Nibbana with evidences. Because this is a personal gain. Nibbana is a personal achievement. You cannot wait for others. You have to practice it and you have to prove yourself having attained the Nibbana that you are lack of defilements. Therefore, first of all, I would like to remind you all, Nibbana is a personal achievement that should be experienced by the individuals. We cannot wait for others. Those who attain the Nibbana, they can tell the path only. They can tell the path, they can reveal the way, how to go. But they cannot take you on the path. That is what the Buddha also expected. Buddha's teachings at all the time we know they focus on the liberation while focusing on the Nibbana. They also support us to make our life success, happy and prosperous. Especially the unity is very important. Getting united is very important. When we break the unity, no peace in the life, no success in the life, no happiness in the life. When people are getting united, when people get united, there can be a peace, power, success, happiness everywhere. In the same manner, one of the side of the life is married life, living together, some say, but the concept of the living together in Western countries is different from our concept. Buddhism always emphasizes living together means married life. But when we go to the Western side, they define living together sometimes living together with the partner before their marriage in order to understand each other. Even though they are not united legally, mentally they are united, and also they do everything what happens between husband and wife. Buddhism does not appreciate the Western culture's facts or the concepts based on this one. Therefore, living together in Buddhism is definitely a married life. To have a married life, you should have a husband if you are a woman. You should have a wife if you are a husband or man. The combination, the association of man and woman as a husband and wife, we call it is a married life. When we lead a married life, definitely more than the other relationships in the society, you should have the happiness, success, peace, harmony, prosperity, all those things. To have a background of happiness, peace, success, and so on, definitely we need a virtuous background of the family life. The background of the family life should be virtuous and righteous. Then you can have the happiness. All those things depend on the characters of the husband and wife. Everything can be defined, everything can be decided because of the characteristics of the husband and wife. That has been clearly stated by the Buddha in order to make you understand with the pure intention of guiding you to have a successful married life. The topic today, Dutiyasamvasa Sutta. The topic today, Dutiyasamvasa Sutta, it's a discourse on the married life based on the characteristics of the husband and wife. Husband and wives. Once the Buddha addressed his monks and told in this way, Chattaro me bhikkhave samvasa. Dear mendicants, dear ascetics, dear my disciples, bhikkhave means at all the times brothers and sisters in Dhamma, monks. He addresses male disciples when he was on the way to a certain places. Having addressed, he says, mendicants, there are four ways of living together. When the husband and wife live together, because of their behavior, there are four ways. Their behaviors can be defined in four ways once they live together as husband and wife. You know, during the time of the Buddha, once he went to a highway, he was on the highway to Madura city and Veranja city. Once he was on his way, what happened is many of the householders in India, many of the female householders in India, they also come to the way. They meet together with the Buddha. After the meeting, what happened? The Buddha left the road and went to a tree. Under that tree, he seated. Now the Buddha remains seated. The people, the householders, both men and women, they also came and in front of the Buddha, they also sat down. Having seated in front of the Buddha, they told the Buddha in that way. They wanted to know about the happiness, how to live together. In that way, in that place, what happened is when they have seated in front of the Buddha, he also decided to teach something good to them because they all are husbands and wives. Chatusamvasa Sutta. Chatusamvasa Sutta is another term for this discourse. Some say Dutiyasamvasa Sutta. Dutiya means second, Samvasa means living together. Therefore, it becomes the second discourse on living together. That means there is Patama Samvasa Sutta also. The first discourse on living together. Therefore, on the other hand, when we come to our topic, Dutiyasamvasa Sutta, Samvasa means living together, spending time together, leading the life together with the partner, that is called Samvasa in Buddha's language. Dutiya means second. According to the definition, according to the topic, this becomes the second discourse on living together. This has been defined as Chatusangvasa Sutta also. Chatu means the four, Sangvasa means living together. As it discusses four ways of living together according to the nature of the characteristics of the husband and wife, it is named as Chatusangvasa Sutta also. So we can translate the discourse on the 4 ways of the living together. The discourse on 4 ways of living together. In that way, we can translate Chatusamvasa, the term Chatusamvasa into English. The Buddha spoke these matters to the people who have seated in front of him, having addressed the monks. He told, "Dear mendicants, my dear monks, Chattaro me bhikkhave samvasa. There are 4 ways of living together. What are they? Katame chattaro. What are those 4 ways? If you have pen or something, you can jot down. The Buddha says, Chavo chavaya saddhin samvasati. Chavo devya saddhin samvasati. Devo chavaya saddhin samvasati. Devo devya saddhin samvasati. This is the 4 way. Chavo chavaya saddhin samvasati. Remember the words Chavo chavaya saddhin samvasati. Chavo chavaya. First one. Second one is Chavo devya saddhin samvasati. Chavo devya. The second term. Third one, devya devo chavaya saddhin samvasati. Devo chavaya. Last one is devo devya saddhin samvasati. Devo devya. What is meant by these 4 ways? I come to the first one. Chavo chavaya saddhin samvasati. The term chavo means brothers and sisters in Dhamma, swambi or wretch. Swambi and wretch, these two terms are synonyms for the person who has been defined as dead person even though he is living. Still, he is living, but just similar to a dead person because he does not know or does not do the righteous things. The righteous things. Chao means Siombi. Siombi or wretch. Some people define as a person held to resemble so-called walking dead. He is living, but in functional stories, he has died. No use, no success, no functioning or performing anything. In the society, there are such kind of people. They are living, they have a life, but similar to dead life because they do not know or anything or they do not do anything so-called the righteous things. Just always deal with evil things. Chavo chavaya sati. Chavo means the husband, male person. Chavaya means female. A male wretch and a female wretch. a male wretch living together with female wretch. Meaning is a male wretch is living together with female wretch or Swambi. Second one is Chavo Devya Saddin Sangvasati. Again, Chavo means a male wretch living together with Devya Saddin Sangvasati. Devya means with a goddess. Just the wife is similar to a goddess, husband is similar to a wretch. Third one is Devo Chavaya Saddin Sangvasati. Devo Chavaya. Devo, a god living together with Chavaya Saddin Sangvasati with a female wretch. That means husband is similar to a god, but the wife is similar to a wretch. Lastly, we see Devo Devya Saddin Sangvasati. Devo Devya Saddin Sangvasati. Devo means again God. Devya means goddess. Both a god and a goddess live together. That means husband is also similar to a god. Wife also is similar to a goddess. They live together. These are the four ways of living together as husband and wife in this world. How we can explain these verse, these steps, according to the Buddha? The Buddha says the first one, Katancha bhikkave chavo chavaya saddhin sanvasati. How does a male zombie live with a female zombie? How does a male wretch live with a female wretch? Because both husband and wife are bad, both are evil according to their characteristics. How evil they are. Ida bhikkave samiko hoti panati pati adinnadai kamesu miccachari. Musavadi pisuna vacho parusa vacho sampapalapi abhijhalu bhyapanna chitto. Miccadittiko dussilo papadammo maccera malapariyuttitena. Cetasa agarang ajja vasati akkosa ka paribhasako samana brahmanana. These are the characteristics. Ida bhikkave, dear monks, how it happens, how both husband and wife are bad according to their characteristics. What are those characteristics? Panati pati, if the husband kills living creatures. Remember, if the husband kills living creatures. Adinnadai, if the husband steals others' property what are not given to him legally or by the owner according to the owner's wishes. Kamesu miccachari, if the husband conducts sexual misconduct, if the husband commits sexual misconduct. Musavadi, if he uses speech that is false at all the time. Pisunavachi, if his speech is divisive, if his speech breaks the unity of the people. Parusavacho, if his speech is harsh. Sampapalapi, if not, if the speech is nonsensical. Abijjalu, if he is courteous, Vyapanna Chitto, if he is malicious with the intentions of revenging, anger, and also Michadittiko, if the husband has the wrong views, and also Dussilo, if he is unethical. Papadammo, if the husband has the bad characteristics in that way. And also Machera Malapariyuttitena, if the husband lives at home with his heart full of the stain of stinginess, he doesn't want to be generous, but cultivate the craving towards everything. Chetasagarang ajjavasati. And also akkosaka paribhasako. At all the time, Samana Brahmananam, if he is abusing and insulting the ascetics, mendicants and Brahmins, these are the characteristics of the husband. If someone as a husband consists of these characteristics, we call he is a chavo. Chavo means a male zombie or wretch, bad person, evil person. In the same way, with these characteristics, if the wife also has the same characteristics like the husband, if the wife also kills the living creatures, steals others' property, commits sexual misconduct, tells the false speech, harsh words, divisive words, nonsensical words, and if she is courteous, malicious, and has the wrong views, and also unethical, and also with bad characteristics, if the wife is living at home with with her heart of the full of the stinginess, and at all the time, if the wife is abusing and insulting the ascetics or mendicants or Brahmins, both husband and wife are same with the bad characteristics. They share equal bad characteristics. They share equal career in evil characteristics. Therefore, husband is also bad, wife is also bad. Once both are bad in characteristics, when they live together, that is called chavo chavaya saddin sangvasati, a bad male person who is similar to a dead man lives with a bad woman, a bad husband living together with bad wife, because both are bad in characteristics. They both on the evil characteristics. That is why the Buddha said, Bharya pissa hoti panadipatini adinnadaini kamesu miccacharni. She also does what the husband does. Both are performing bad things. Secondly, we see Chavo Devya Saddin Samvasati. Brothers and sisters in Dhamma, husband is bad, a evil man, an evil man, a wretch. According to the Buddha, when these evil characteristics, when we see in someone's life, that person is compared to a dead man because he is dead in performing the good things. Secondly, we see Chavo Deviya Saddin Samvasati. Husband has the same bad characteristics, but the wife, Deviya, similar to a goddess, she does not perform all those things. Instead, Bharya, Bharya means Devi. Devi means wife. Bharya means wife. In that case, in the same way, if the husband becomes bad, while the husband becomes bad, the wife becomes a goddess. How? Bharyaka vasa hoti panati pata pativirata. She abstained from killing living creatures. The wife doesn't kill living creatures. She doesn't steal. Adinnadana pativirata. Pativirata means abstain from, does not perform. She doesn't steal. She doesn't commit sexual misconduct. That means she doesn't have illegal husbands. And also she doesn't lie. She doesn't use alcohol. She doesn't use the false speech. She doesn't use the divisive speech. She doesn't use the harsh words or she doesn't speak nonsensical words. And also she is contented, kind-hearted, with the right view. And also she is ethical. She has good characteristics, a good character. She is living at home with her heart rid of the stain of stinginess. That means she is truly generous and also not abusing and insulting the ascetics or mendicants or monks or Brahmins. She has the opposite characteristics of the evil husband. Both are different because of the characteristics. Then the wife becomes a goddess because of her good characteristics. Husband becomes an evil man because of his bad characteristics. Once such two people as husband and wife live together, that is called the second way. We call it Chavo Deviya Saddin Samvasati. Thirdly, we see brothers and sisters in Dhamma. Devo Chavaya Saddin Samvasati. Not only the husband can be bad and wife can be good, but also husband can be good, but the wife can be bad. Devo, a husband can be a god because of the characteristics, but the wife can be bad because of the characteristics. In that way, such two characters also can live together. Deva means a god, what I said earlier. Khatancha Bhikkave Devo Chavaya Saddin Samvasati. In that way, the Bhikkave Samiko, the husband, brothers and sisters, in Dhamma, the term Samiko means the husband. Hoti Panadipata Pativirato. The husband doesn't kill living creatures, doesn't steal, doesn't commit sexual misconduct, doesn't tell false speech, doesn't tell divisive speech, doesn't tell harsh words, doesn't tell nonsensical words, or doesn't cultivate what we call actually unhappiness, or he is not courteous, he is contented, he has kind heart and also with the right view, he is ethical of the good characteristics and also he lives at home with his heart rid of the stain of stinginess. That means he is so generous, but the wife is not generous. And he does not abuse and insult any ascetic, any mendicant, any monk or any Brahmin, but the wife insult, wife abuse. When the husband has the good characteristics, wife doesn't practice them. Instead, she does all the things what the husband does not do. That means a good husband similar to a god and also a bad wife. In that way also a husband and wife can live together in this world. Lastly, the fourth way is Devo Deviya Saddhi Samvasati. Devo Deviya Saddhi Samvasati. Both husband and wife are similar to God and goddess. A husband he has also characteristics because of good characteristics, because of that he is similar to a god, and also wife's characteristics because of that she is similar to a goddess. A good living with a goddess, a god living with a goddess. Both husband and wife does not, both husband and wife, they don't kill living creatures, they don't steal, they don't commit sexual misconducts, they don't tell false speech, they don't tell divisive speech, they don't use harsh words, they don't use nonsensical words, and also they don't want to be courteous and also malicious and unethical. They don't to be jealous or they don't practice the craving. Instead they are generous and also they don't insult the monks, nuns or mendicants or any other Brahmins, religious leaders. That is called Devo Devya Saddhin Samvasati. A god is living with a goddess. That is how a god lives with a goddess in the heaven. If the husband and wife both live together in that way, their life is, they are living together is similar to a way of the living, both a god and goddess in the heaven. These are the four ways of living together in accordance with the Buddha's teachings. When the both are immoral, brothers and sisters in Dhamma, remember, miserly and abusive, husband and wife live together as wretches. They live as wretches or dead people even though they live, because they are dead in collecting the meritorious things, collecting the positive energies. If the husband is immoral, miserly and abusive, but the wife is virtuous, charitable, generous, she is a female deva living with a wretched husband. And also if the husband is virtuous, charitable, generous, and but the wife is immoral, miserly and abusive, or she is a wretch living with a deva husband, good husband. If the both husband and wife are endowed with faith, charitable and self-control, living their lives righteously in accordance with the Dhamma, addressing each other with pleasant words. They share equal characteristics. Many benefits come to them. Many benefits dwell at their life. They reside at their life for their easiness. Their enemies are saddened. Enemies cannot come too near and damage these both husband and wives when they share equal good characteristics. And also they are both in the same virtue. They are strong. If someone practice in that way the Dhamma in accordance with the Dhamma, if someone practice life, practice Dhamma in the life in the same way as a god and goddess, when they live together as a god and goddess, like a god and goddess, not as but like a god and goddess, the same virtuous qualities when they share, they have the same virtuous behavior, same observances, delight in each other, and also after the death also they will be born in a Deva world or heaven, delight in their heavenly life. They rejoice the life, enjoy the sensual pleasures. When we say the sensual pleasures, that does not focus on the sexual pleasure. Some people think of that. They have misunderstand. When we say sensual pleasure, this just they imagine the sexual pleasure only. That is very, very small part of the life. To have the sexual pleasure between the husband and wife is permitted by the Buddha. To have sexual life with illegal wife or husband or partner or any other person without being husband or wife, that is illegal. And also, in that way, you have to practice the life. I highlighted that matter because sometimes to break the married life, to break living together, sometimes it causes more than the other factors in the world. Therefore, brothers and sisters in Dhamma, I think in that way, Dutiyasamvasa Sutta elaborates the factors that a Buddhist husband, that a Buddhist wife should practice, what they should practice, how they must spend their time to have the success, happiness, peace, not only in this life as well as in next lives also, until they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. You see, Prince Siddhartha and Princess Yasodhara, they were same in virtuous practices. They share equal qualities in every life of the samsaric existence before the attainment of the Buddhahood and Arahanthood. Therefore, they could come together not only in one life, for entire samsaric life, and they could attain Nibbana together and end up the samsaric life because of the equal practices, equal virtuous qualities. Sometimes husband was silent and supportive when the wives performs the meritorious activities. Wives also was silent and supportive with delighted mind when the husband performs the meritorious deeds. Both are supportive each other for each other in order to be rich in meritorious powers, to be rich in virtuous practices. The only problem in this society, husbands and wives are not sharing the equal qualities at all the time, many husbands and many wives. Therefore, when they live together, sometimes husband is bad, wife is good. Wife is bad, husband is good. Because of that, they have barriers to perform meritorious activities. So we have to think of that. We have to understand this reality with the support of the Buddha's this guidance and adjust our life in order to behave. Adjust your life in order to behave a good wife, a good husband, and share equal qualities and live together as like a god and goddess. Thank you very much. If any questions, I am happy to answer for you.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you for enlightening us on the Dutiyasamvasa Sutta and the four characteristics of couples or married couples. There are some questions, Bhante, from the audience. Let me just quickly pick them up from the. Let me see. Right, here's one.
Dear Bhante, in our culture, people believe that checking the couple's compatibility of their horoscopes. This will ensure a successful, harmonious marriage. Can Bhante advise according to the Buddhist perspective? Thank you. A very good questions. Uh, Actually, when I answer this question, some people can be angry, some people uh, are happy. Even though some people get angry, I have to be right, yes. There are few perspectives. Horoscopes matching is a matter of practice of astrology. That is an ancient subject which is coming from India before the birth of the Buddha. You remember, in order to put a name, select a name for the Prince Siddhartha, King Suddhodana followed astrology. And also, some astrological investigation showed that Prince Siddhartha will be the Buddha. That's the story, predictions. But in case of his marriage, there is no any point that both parties investigated this horoscope. Just they check knowledge, ideas, and possibility of living together without breaking. Actually, even though horoscopes are not matched, according to the time of the birth, no one can predict others' life. Personally, as a person, I don't agree with the matching the horoscopes because a horoscope cannot decide a person whether he is virtuous or immoral. Virtuous practices or immorality your immorality or your virtuous practices. You know. We can understand in associating with each other whether the person is similar to my ideas, whether the person is share my equal ideas. If it is possible, if it happens so, you can live together. So the predictions of the astrologist cannot decide your life. You will be deciding your life because of your behavior. If the husband is an addict, if the husband is addicted to have alcohol and have the more drinks every day, if it costs much of the money and if it is a problem for living because you lost the money, does the horoscope can predict that this person is addicted to have alcohol? Cannot. Same things goes to the wife. The horoscope cannot tell many things. Horoscope cannot tell the behaviors. Therefore, my advice as a Buddhist monk, Buddha also rejected the astrology. Astrology, if you practice the Dhamma, just practice the Dhamma. Find the suitable partner, having observed the virtuous practices. If you have bad qualities, if your husband or wife have good qualities, if they are not appearing in your life, you should absorb them. In that way, if you have the strength to adjust your life, having examined the good qualities of your partner, you can select the partner. Astrology doesn't tell the way of selecting a partner with virtuous qualities. Buddha also mentioned not to follow astrology. Even though his parents followed, he rejected because he is the enlightened one. We are following the doctrine of the enlightened one, not others' doctrine. Therefore, drop the matter of machine horoscopes. Try to seek a person who is virtuous and share the equal attitudes. That's enough. Bhante, what about modern day same-sex marriage? Some same-sex couples are righteous. What is the Buddhist view? Simply, I'll tell the answer. Buddhism does not recommend home-sex marriage. That is going against the nature of the law of the nature. Buddhism does not appreciate. Buddhism rejects that. Dear Bhante, may I ask what should I do if my husband doesn't care about the welfare of our family? By going out during the pandemic when he doesn't need to, can Bhante give some advice? I am very troubled and frustrated by his selfish behavior. Thank you. Keep the questions in that way. So if he doesn't care about welfare of the family, in what way you define the welfare? Directly talk to him peacefully, not to raise the problems. If not, you can convey the message peacefully through religious leader or elders to adjust his life. Maybe going out and drink during the pandemic, that may be a serious problem of the mentality without obeying to the rules of the government. That is addiction. So try to get a doctor and consult him mentally and physically, treat him to abstain from his addiction and try to get the instructions from the suitable people, religious leaders, elders, maybe parents. Even though you say your husband is like that, without examining his character also, I cannot tell exact words or answer. Just need to talk and understand the person first. Therefore, you can bring him to the temple or convey the message to chief reverends or any other monks and examine his character. Gradually, we have to consult him and move him to good directions, because as I understand from the questions, that is a problem which is coming for a long time. At once we cannot change.
Thank you, Bante. That is all the questions that we have this evening.
Yeah.
So before we end, can Bante help to conduct the Anumodana?
Okay, thank you. Through this Dhamma discussion, we collected much merits, unlimited package of the merits in order to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. You can enjoy these merits with a delighted minds throughout your samsaric life and end up the samsaric existence. In the same way, I wish you all the best and success, happiness throughout the samsaric life and end up the samsaric existence very soon and finally attain the supreme state of the Nibbana very soon by the power of these merits. Meanwhile, I would like to wish you, may you be well and happy, may you be free from COVID-19 pandemic, may you have success, happiness and peace in this life, and also again I wish the Nibbana. And also all the departed ones by your name in your family receive these merits. May they be well and happy wherever they have been reborn. May they be able to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. May the late Chief Reverend and the Chief Reverends who passed away, may they receive these merits and attain Nibbana. May all the members of Buddhist Mahavihara Committee and Reverends, Chief Reverend and all the monks around the world be well and happy. May all the people attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May the deities receive these merits. May they bless you. May the devas rejoice these merits. May they be able to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all of us be able to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Especially the sponsors for this Dhamma talk, may they be well and happy at all the time. And also, especially is in memory of Tee Hun Chee and Eng Hui Ann Family, and also they are sponsoring in memory of Ling Tion Eik and in memory of Than Phaik Siew. May all of them receive these merits. May they be able to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana, have the blessed life. Have a nice day. Good night for all of you. I will recite few stanzas and share the merits with you. Akasattaa ca bhummattaa devānāgā mahindikā puññantaṃ anumoditva chiran rakkantu loka sāsanam ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවා නාග මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්칸තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවා නාග මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්칸තු මං පරන්ති අභිවාදන සීලිස්ස නිච්ඡං බුද්ධාපචායිනෝ චත්තාරෝ ධම්මා වඩ්ඩන්තේ ආයුවන්නෝ සුඛං බලං ආයුරාරෝග්‍ය සම්පත්තේ සග්ග සම්පatti මේවච අතෝ නිබ්බාන සම්පත්තේ මිනාතේ සමිජ්ජතු සුඛී හෝතු.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you for conducting the Anumodana. So, on behalf of the Committee of Management and the monks of the Buddhist Mahavihara, let me take this opportunity to thank Bhante and welcome
Thank you
back to
very
Malaysia.
much. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
we are waiting to see you here at the Buddhist Mahavihara in KL. And also to
Yeah,
the sponsors of this evening's Dhamma talk, thank you for sharing your blessings with us and for sponsoring this evening's Dhamma sharing. And to all the viewers who were with us, hope you benefited from Bante's advice on what we had studied from the what is the Dutiyasamvasa Sutta. And we look forward to seeing you next Friday again. And with that, we've come to the end of this evening's Dhamma sharing. With that, Sukhihotu and a pleasant evening, one and all.
okay, thank you very much.